Welcome everybody to the Beer Brief 101. I'm your boy Oz. You know how we do it. I drink beer, talk football. Once there's no more beer, there's no more football. Beer, once again, I got the Lagunitas, the Beast of Both Worlds, Bicoastal IPA from Petaluma, 8.0%. Here's what it looks like. Here's the old, let me spin it around so y'all know. I didn't get this beer necessarily from there, but I do have to make a run there to get more beer. Buzzing on hops, dope logo, dope glass, dope everything. This is a solid, man. This is solid. I don't think I rated it. My scale is only from 5. I do 0.5. I give it a 4. This is a solid 4. And go get you some. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of Lagunitas beer, but I like this. I do like this. So, just got done watching some Sunday Night Football. What do we have? We had the Ravens and the Steelers. Steelers snuck it out at the end with a 26-24 victory. What to say? Well, first I'm going to say I apologize for hating earlier because I'm like, man, Seahawks 49ers for the number 1 seed. That should have been the Sunday night game, the game to cap it all off. Hell nah. 49ers, we got our asses whooped. And it was close for some odd reason, closer than it should have been. Felt like I said, it felt like we should have lost about 30-3. We only lost 13-3. But this game, this was it. This is how you cap off a regular season. For all the marbles for the AFC North, yeah, I was right. I was about to say NFC. For the AFC North, like I said, the Steelers snuck it out. So started off with quick for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson with a nice little touchdown pass to Walker. And then after that, for quite some time, there wasn't really a whole lot of offense up until maybe like the fourth quarter for him. And then it seemed like with the first few quarters, like it was weird to me that the Steelers were leaving points on the board because I was thinking at the time that points are at a premium right now. So what was it? At the end of the half, they had them at the 1 yard line because thanks to a PI, and they run a really weird run play, kind of gadgety. I don't know. I feel like their goal line plays sometimes kind of suck. You saw that shit last week against the Browns. Going at Denzel Ward 3 times, going to MVS 3 times. Stupid. And this play wasn't a whole lot better. So, I mean, it was kind of a fancy design, but in the overall scheme of things, kind of shitty. Then the game goes on a little bit. Still a lot of nothing. TJ Watt, my man out here, he got a pick. Thanks to the pressure, I think, from Hayward, but he gets a pick. Man got no goddamn lungs. Out here getting the interception. So shout out to TJ Watt out there. Just fuck, man, being TJ Watt, just kind of being a beast. It's crazy. But then the fourth quarter came, and everybody started letting loose. Lamar Jackson comes out, big play. Aaron Rodgers answers. Lamar Jackson comes out, big play. Both of them to Zay Flowers. Aaron Rodgers answers. A little bit more meticulous than Lamar Jackson, but Rodgers is more meticulous than Lamar Jackson, but it was it was entertaining. It was good stuff. Defense is out the window. Not that the Ravens really had a great defense either. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Steelers defense as a whole for the season, probably one of the top 5 most disappointing things I think in the season. I was thinking, man, they're going to have one of the best defenses in the NFL. That is not the case. And the first Zay Flowers touchdown, I'll let slide. That was a beautiful pass by Lamar Jackson. I forgot who was covering him, but he kind of gave up a little bit. That second one, my man was wide open. There's miscommunication somewhere, and I don't understand it. But then, the Ravens, they weren't much better on defense. What, the last touchdown, I think Rodgers hit Calvin Austin. I mean, it was a lot. That the last few minutes was a lot of fun to watch. So then it comes down to, on that last touchdown, speaking of which, it comes down to my man Boswell kicking the extra point. That motherfucker started straight and just went, hey, look like one of my golf shots. And I know a lot of people say that shit, and they probably say it jokingly, but I'm being dead ass serious with you. I will have a drive that goes, hey, real quick, like the Magic Johnson pass. I don't know why he ever did that shit. But anyway, that bitch went way right. So opens the door up. They're only up by 2 at this point, obviously, as they won by 2. So they're only up 2 at this point. It comes down a little bit to the wire because there was a 4th down play, and then it was a big play to Isaiah Likely. And that was close, but he caught it. And then Likely, if you've been following him for a lot of his career with the Ravens, there's always something funny about one of his catches. A toe's on the line. He doesn't hold on to it long enough. There's always something. But he held on to this thing. Put them in field goal position. And then the funniest thing about it is, so they're taking they line him up right down the middle, right? My man Tirico. They have a lot of trust in old Loop. They believe he is the man for the job. He is built for these moments, is what they said. Wow, just another one. Some of my drives look like that too. Just a fade. Not even like a why. Not even the Magic Johnson. That bitch just went. I don't know what's my sound effects, but these kicks were wild. But he missed. Like, at first it didn't look like it was so bad, right? But then they showed it from another angle. I was like, oh hell no, that motherfucker. He was aiming that way, which is something I do sometimes. Golf, football, life, it's all the same. Sometimes shit just goes right when you need to go just straight. But yeah, crazy way for it to end. My man was a little distraught, as you can understand, since that was a kick to win not just the game, but win the division and get your team into the playoffs. So crazy, great game, crazy way to end. So we'll just try to sum it up. What does this mean for the Steelers? Well, obviously you have a playoff spot. You play the Texans next week. That's going to be a good game. There's some good matchups, and I'll take a look at them real quick. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'll just let you know if they're a good matchup or not. And just kind of break down what the schedule looks like. How much confidence I have in you? Oof, well, we'll see. I'll also talk about that at a later time of how I feel. I'll break down AFC and NFC, why I'm confident and why I'm not confident in each team. But a win's a win. Mike Tomlin survives, goes to the playoffs. Is going to the playoffs enough to save his job? I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. And they get DK Metcalf back, I think. So, good on them. What does this mean for the Ravens? Well, obviously, they are not going to the playoffs. There were some talks that John Harbaugh might be losing his job. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see how all that works out. It's kind of weird to think of the Ravens without Harbaugh, as he's been there for so fucking long. But sometimes it's time for a new voice. My worry was whoever lost this game. Now there's a lot at stake in this game. Playoffs, job security, all that shit. And that could be, I don't know, we'll see. We will see. I don't think Likely's going to be on the team next year. And then, there were some complaints about Lamar Jackson and rumors that he gave up on the team and they might move him and all kinds of shit. I would chill out on that, but, I don't know. But it was a great game regardless. It's unfortunate how it ended for the Ravens. Congrats to the Steelers. That is what it is, man. That is what it is. But we'll move on to some news. Raheem Morris and the Falcons GM as well both got fired today with the quickness. They were the first ones of maybe many firings that are be coming up, because as these things tend to happen. So, me personally, I would have gave Raheem another year, but then with that year, be like, all right, this is make or break. You better get to the playoffs. Now, I had the Falcons, if at the beginning of the season, I predicted that the Falcons would go to the playoffs. Or they were one of the division winners. I felt good about that because they got hot kind of toward the end of the season, and you can kind of understand why. Bijan was doing great things. Pitts was being used right. When London was in there, he was being used right. And this is funny because there was a point when one of my overreaction and realities was a question. Is Kirk Cousins, I think it was well, not even a question. It was Kirk Cousins will never be a starter in the NFL again. And I think it was a CBS thing. Whoever was doing it at the time said reality. And then Kirk Cousins started. And then they kind of started playing better. They looked better with Cousins. I get it. Penix is young, blah, blah, blah. You probably rushed him in there. There was no reason. And the funniest thing is, yeah, Kirk Cousins didn't look all that great last year. Probably because he was coming off an Achilles injury. So it made him even less mobile than he already was. But they were still winning games. And then you took him out, and then you just proceeded to lose quite a bit. And then so you bring in Penix at the start this year, and it didn't look all that great. Yeah, some flashes, kind of, but it didn't look all that great. So, I don't know. I wonder, I'm interested to, and we'll probably find out more, but to see why the Falcons got rid of the GM. I mean, yeah, I guess he hired Raheem, but it was a funny move to sign Kirk Cousins to that big ass contract, coming off an Achilles injury, mind you, and then to draft a quarterback too. It didn't make sense, and then they did some stuff, and it didn't make sense, and it turns out that Kirk Cousins was the better option for now, and here you are. But apparently there wasn't a lot of patience there with those two. I still think they're a pretty good team. I guess they just need to get the right guy there. I don't know. I'll say this. That's a very desirable job. Hell yeah, it is. If I'm a guy looking to coach a team, send me to Atlanta. They got a lot going on there. Good young defense. Decent enough offense. Like, hell yeah, I like it. I like it. But it's unfortunate for Raheem, man. Like I said, I would have gave him another year. Arthur Blank said, nah, I'm good. That is what it is. Myles Garrett, he got the sack record today, so he has 23 sacks. That is the new record. So congrats to him. Got it against Joe Burrow. A funny thing happened, though, and I figured they would do this, because when there's like records, sometimes they stop things, and they kind of did that for that. And in the NFL, that's a little bit unheard of. In basketball, they do that for sure. Baseball, 100%. They'll shut it down. But in this particular case, it seems like they tried to, and there's just a lot going on. I mean, it's history, so I get it. And it's a game that don't really mean nothing. So, I get it. So, absolutely. And the crowd, everybody, Cincinnati fans, Brown fans, everybody who was there seemed legitimately happy for that he got that record. So, yeah, let people have a moment. Now, let me get to my point now. Who was complaining about it? Jamar Chase. He's like, oh, I don't understand why you did this. Oh, I don't get it. Well, let me make 10 catches and all of that team run on the field. So, Jamar Chase, if you got 10 catches in the game, which you have, that's that's impressive. We're talking about history. 10 catches, people done that. It's great that you can do that. We're talking about history. Two different things. You're a great receiver. He's an all-time great defensive end who now has a record that, like, for all of football. You do not have a record for all of football. You are a great receiver in this time. In the overall scheme of things, you'll be another great receiver, probably a good, really good receiver all throughout like history. But yeah, don't compare a 10 catch game to what this man did. That's ridiculous. You're a goddamn fool. And then you were saying some shit about your coach too. It's just, I can't stand listening to this dude fucking talk. I can't. After you lied about like not spitting on someone when it was clear as day that you spit on the motherfucker, then you continued to do it, but then you refused to apologize to the one person that you spit on. You lost your goddamn mind, man. I can't. So Zach Taylor's probably going to be gone from that team, but he's definitely lost Jamar Chase, right? But if I'm going to come and I'm going to coach the Bengals, I don't think I want to, if I'm going to be real honest with you, because as great as, and Jamar Chase is an unbelievable talent at the receiver position. He's a piece of shit too, though. The dude's a fucking asshole. Both things can be true, and that's cool. Some people are like that. I think he's worthless not as a player, but kind of as a human being. Just my 2 cents. But anyway, congrats to Myles Garrett, though. Man, unbelievable. I mean, at one point I thought you were about to get 25, 26, 27 sacks. You kind of had a little dry spell, but but it shows you, there are times you're making it look easy. It's not easy. It's not. When you're that great, people scheme for you, and it's hard to do it. So, like, people know you're that guy. They knew coming into the season that you're that guy, but you absolutely did your thing. So, excuse me, a little chili burp. Nah, congrats, man. That's what's up. The Seahawks, they give Charles Cross an extension. They're one of the tackles, I think it's a left tackle, 4 years, $104.4 million, $75 million in guaranteed. Makes him the third highest paid tackle, I think, is what I saw. That's good. Listen, lock him up. When you feel good about your line situation, because you already got your other tackle, like, you got the tackle, you got the outside tackles, you got your tackles locked in. You got them in. That's good, man. Nothing like building a good offensive line. Cross, solid. He was out I think the last few games, as a matter of fact. I think, was that a hamstring injury I saw? But regardless, hey, man, congrats on getting paid. Good job by Seattle. You get these dudes locked up. When you find good linemen, for the love of God, man, you hold on to these motherfuckers. You got to, because let me tell you something. You got a team like the Browns. Man, I don't know if they even know what a good lineman even looks like. Their line sucks. There's teams that got shitty ass lines. So when you build them right, you draft them right, you get them, you lock them in. And that's exactly what they did. And more than anything else in that you have to worry about, your quarterback situation, I don't know. Darnold's cool. He's going to turn the ball over, whatever. But as long as that pressure ain't coming from them outside, you're good to go, baby. Keep away from the blindside hits, man. Especially a left tackle, shit. Pay up what you got to pay up for the good ones, and they did. The Seahawks did the right thing. Did the right thing. Funny time to extend somebody too, but fuck, extend them when you got to extend them. Because let me tell you something. It's smart. I always think you want to get deals done early. I think was he on his 5th-year option? Well, so the deal's not really like early, but do it before the offseason because, man, they are going to, like, prices skyrocket during that time. Lock them up when you go lock them up. I don't know if it's a great deal per se, but it's a good, I mean, fuck, it seems like a good deal. Who is the highest paid tackle? Is it my man Trent? I thought someone might have passed him, but hell, I don't know. I know Trent makes a lot of money. Well worth it. Like I said, whatever these left tackles are asking for, whatever you got, pay them. If you know you got one, like Seattle knows they got one, you got to pay them. Just pay them. Who gives a fuck? Just pay them. That's what you got to do. All right, next, man, we're going to rank the potential head coaching opportunities based off their QB situations. Now, not all these people are going to get, we don't know if these people are going to get fired. Like I said, it's potential. Potential. So, places with established star quarterbacks. Baltimore. I just mentioned earlier, we don't know what's going to happen with John Harbaugh, but there's talks. They are talking. You got Lamar Jackson. That's probably a good place to go. Cincinnati just talked about it. I mean, you got Joe Burrow. I mean, just based off that, it seems like a good place to go. I don't like my receiver disrespecting me in the media. I hate that. And I would rather, if I'm going to pick between the two, I'm going Baltimore. Young quarterbacks with upside. You got the Giants with Jackson Dart. Yeah, now there's a lot. There's some things there that I do like. And so if I was if I was a coach, I would love to go there. Tennessee. There's so much that they need. And it's almost someone can give me time. And it feels like they don't get enough time there. Questionable quarterback futures. So Tampa Bay, they got him coming up. As I don't feel good about Bowles, but we never know. But Baker has one more year on his contract, and then you got to kind of figure out what you want to do with them. Do you go big? If you can keep him at the same, I think I'd be happy with that. Miami, Tua. I don't think Tua's going to be on that team, and I think McDaniel's staying there, so we'll just ignore that. Atlanta, obviously we just talked about it. I'll go there, and I'll figure it out. I've already figured it out. Give me Cousins. Arizona, you don't really have the talks you're getting rid of. I don't know if Jonathan Gann is going to get fired. I wouldn't, but it seems like he might. Kyler Murray, I think all signs are showing that he's probably out of there. That is what it is. Cleveland, I don't know if Stefanski's getting fired. If he does, well, you have some figuring out to do. He's got to. Are you all in on Shador? I don't know what you are. The Raiders. I don't know if Pete Carroll's getting fired, but he should. Do you need a quarterback? But you're going to have the number one pick, and it looks like it's going to be Mendoza. I don't trust Pete Carroll with a rookie quarterback. Not a first-round pick quarterback. I absolutely do not. And that actually covers that. But while we got that going, I'm going to pull this up. I'll just go over the games and when they are scheduled. I'm not going to make any predictions or anything like that yet. I will just talk about what we got. As a matter of fact, let me do it like this. I was looking at the playoff bracket, but we will. Here we go. Oops, fuck. Here we go. The wild card round. So we got 2 games on Saturday. We got the Rams and the Panthers. Oh shit, the Panthers beat the Rams. That's right. So Rams looking for some revenge. Green Bay and Chicago. 3rd time's the charm. You already know that's gonna be a good game. Let's see. Sunday, you got Buffalo and Jacksonville. That's a good game. We got San Francisco and the Eagles, baby. 49ers. I like it. This game is nothing but question marks. The Eagles are wild. We just got our asses whooped. But all we can do is go up from what we went, from what we just went through. So shit. Let's go. And then the Chargers and New England is a Sunday night game. I think that's a great game. Fantastic game. And then Monday night is Houston versus the Steelers. That, to me, is probably, it might be the worst of all the games in my opinion. It should be a low-scoring game, I think. But that's it. Like I said, there'll be an overreaction. In reality, I got one more power rankings that I'm going to post. I'm going to go over why I trust each team, all that shit. I'll be a busy man, be posting like a mug. So, thank you for always listening. Beer Brief 101, the hottest ninja under the sun. I'm out.